Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel BP Tech Hub. So how are you all? Today I'm here with another concept of network. That is nothing but we call it as transmission mode. Actually what happens in the networking, there are several terms frequently comes in between the topic while we are learning. And in very beginning, if we know those topics meaning, then our learning will be easy. So that is the reason. Those are the things which are very common in networking. If we know the meaning of those things, so whenever I will go for the topic in depth, by default, you can understand why I am using those terms and in which situation I am using all those terms. So one of them is transmission mode. Do you know what is transmission mode? In the data flow, when data is flowing from one device to another device, there must be a direction. And that flow of direction is called as transmission mode. The direction of data flow is called as transmission mode. This transmission mode is of three types. What are those? The first is simplex. The second is half-duplex. And the third one is the full-duplex. Now, what is simplex? See a situation. What happens? There is one device and here is another device. This device we consider as our sender and this is our receiver. And there is a media in between these two devices. Now, what happens in simplex? If I go for simplex, what happens you see? The sender always sends the data and the receiver always receives the data. There is no option that any one time the receiver can become the sender. That means we can say one-way communication. This is one-way communication. Sender always sends the data and receiver always receives the data. And what happens in the communication technology, we believe this type of communication is not accepted. Now here is a question, why we cannot use simplex in the data communication? Because when a sender is sending the data, there is an expectation the sender will get an acknowledgement from the receiver whether data has been received or not. So the acknowledgement is must in a communication system for the confirmation whether data has been received or not. Because this acknowledgement is necessary for the sender for proceeding further communication. Now think a situation. If the receiver has received the data, well and good, sender will go for the next step. And if receiver is not received the data, that is also good, sender will again resend the data. So communication, data communication technology believes an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement. Believes an acknowledgement. This acknowledgement may be the positive acknowledgement, what we call is as a ACK, and it may be a negative acknowledgement also, that is called NAT, whatever maybe it is ACK or NAT, but some acknowledgement should be returned to the sender for confirmation whether data has been received or not. But in this simplex, what happens? There is a no return path for the acknowledgement. from receiver to sender. And this is the reason why in data communication system, simplex mode of communication is not used. Then what is used? Then we are going for the second, that is, you see what happens is the half duplex. If you go for the half duplex, I'm going for half duplex. So everybody, you see what happens. Same thing. I'm taking two devices, and these two devices are connected through a media. Now the question is that what happened? There is a single media for communication. So when this device is sending the data, another device will receive the data. The moment sender stop the sending, that moment receiver can start the sending data. That means at a time it is not possible. The moment receiver becomes sender, that moment who was the sender will become receiver. And here you see one very important thing. Here I am using the word is or. I am using the word is or, means either the device can perform the sender or receiver. The moment it is sending the device, that moment it cannot be receiver. So this is the reason why what happens, both way communication is possible but not at a time. So in half-duplex mode of communication, what happens? Two-way communication is possible, but one at a time, either sending or receiving. Am I clear, everyone? If you are having any doubt, always in the chat, you may contact me, or through mail also you can contact me. So what half-duplex is doing? Two-way communication, but one at a time, either sending or receiving. And here we maximum time see the example of walkie-talkie. This is walkie-talkie. What happened? In this walkie-talkie, when two people are communicating, when someone is sending the data, press the button, transmit. The moment sender press the button, transmit, that moment other side also person's transmit button will be inactive. Okay, now, and by the way, the example of simplex is nothing but TV, radio, etc. This is all our one way of communication. Okay. Okay. Now, the third mode of communication, that is our full duplex. What happens over here? Here is also the same thing. What happens? Two devices are there, want to communicate with each other. And the moment the devices want to communicate with each other, so two dedicated path is there. Is it clear, everyone? The moment sender is sending the data through one path and the other device is acting as the receiver and receiving the data, the same moment the receiver also parallelly can send the data. That means it can perform sending and receiving at a time. So here you can see I am using and previously in half-duplex we are using or. That means in full-duplex what happened? Both the devices can sending and receiving the data, and this is we call as the full-duplex. Okay, everyone. So what is full-duplex? Full-duplex is nothing but two-way communication, both at a time, sending and receiving. Am I clear? Now the question is that which one you feel the best way of communication? So this is the question for you. So I will expect an answer from your side. Among these three, if you want to configure a network, which type of transmission mode you will prefer? Whether it is simplex or half-duplex or full-duplex. Okay. So thank you. Today up to this. In the next video, I will discuss about some more important topics of basic network. Okay.